The video opens by framing the moment as one of those rare industry situations where you can almost feel the internet change its mind in real time. This was supposed to be a celebration, a win, a clean step into the mainstream for Katseye. Instead, the tone flips almost instantly. The narrator explains that the performance didn't even have time to settle before reactions started pouring in, not the playful kind either. This wasn't casual shade or harmless jokes. People online were genuinely confused, almost stunned by what they had just watched. The video makes it clear that this wasn't about one bad note or a minor slip-up. It felt bigger, heavier, like expectations crashing into reality all at once. The narrator emphasizes how rare it is to see a Grammys moment go sideways this fast, especially for a group positioned as next up. Viewers are reminded that moments like this don't fade quietly. They stick, they get replayed, clipped, and debated. And that's what made this so uncomfortable to watch unfold. Because instead of people celebrating a breakout performance, timelines were already filled with questions about whether this should have happened at all. And once that kind of doubt enters the conversation, it doesn't leave easily. The narrator walks viewers through just how high the stakes were before Katseye even touched the stage. This wasn't a random award show appearance. This was the Grammys. 2 nominations, Best New Artist, Best Pop Duo or Group Performance, the kind of recognition artists dream about and labels spend years chasing. The video highlights how this moment was meant to lock them in as serious industry players. The red carpet visuals only added to that narrative. Coordinated white lace looks, polished styling, and a clear attempt to present unity and confidence. Everything about their arrival signaled preparation and intention. The narrator points out that this is exactly how a group positions itself when it's ready to level up. Cameras flashing, commentary buzzing, expectations rising. The industry was watching, fans were watching, casual viewers were watching. And that's what made what came next so jarring. Because when you're given a platform this big, the margin for error disappears. The video stresses that Grammy performances don't just showcase talent, they shape reputations. One strong moment can launch careers. One shaky one can rewrite the narrative overnight. And that pressure was already baked into the night before a single note was sung. As the narrator describes the performance itself, the tone becomes more analytical, mirroring how the internet reacted in real time. Visually, the group delivered. The choreography was sharp. The movement was big. Every inch of the stage was used with confidence. The video makes a point to acknowledge that Katseye looked like performers who knew how to command attention. But then, the focus shifts to what people couldn't ignore, the vocals. According to the narrator, that's where things started slipping. Instead of sounding controlled and intentional, the delivery came off chaotic to many viewers. The line between singing and shouting blurred. Lyrics became harder to follow. The energy stayed high, but the execution didn't land the way it needed to. The narrator emphasizes that this wasn't about perfection. Live performances don't need to be flawless, but they do need to feel grounded, and that grounding felt missing. The video stresses that when choreography dominates too much, it invites questions about what's being sacrificed, and for a vocal-based award show moment, that's a dangerous trade-off. By the time the performance ended, the audience wasn't buzzing with excitement, they were processing confusion. The narrator explains that once the performance wrapped, the reaction was immediate and brutal. Social media didn't pause. It didn't wait for post-show interviews or professional reviews. Comments flooded in instantly, and they weren't subtle. The video highlights how viewers went straight for the core issue, questioning whether Katseye could actually sing live. Some comments dismissed the performance entirely, reducing the group to dancers rather than vocalists. Others were harsher, calling the sound overwhelming in the worst way. What made this moment sting was that even fans struggled to push back. The narrator makes it clear that this wasn't just haters piling on. Supporters admitted the performance wasn't their strongest. And once fans start conceding ground, the narrative shifts fast.
The video describes how the conversation evolved from "that wasn't my favorite" to full-on analysis of the group's legitimacy. The internet wasn't reacting emotionally anymore, it was dissecting. And once that happens, every past performance gets re-examined, every future move gets doubted, and the pressure multiplies. The narrator introduces the twist